Hi, I'm Fred Satilli. I want to get right to it. I had the pleasure this weekend of attending a 3-day law conference with an incredible speaker, a man named David Lester Straight. Now, David Straight, he's a popular expert on law, and he's got plenty of videos on YouTube so you can find out about him, and I kind of recommend that you do. And I attended this conference or symposium, not sure what you should call it, but with 132 of my close friends. And we sat there day after day and we watched him tell us topic after topic with real expertise and really an inspiring delivery. And we were very excited about it and to learn all this stuff and to see it presented so well. So many of us took copious notes, and I think the thing was recorded. I'm hoping to see that someday. But there was one thing that I took away from the conference that was above all, and that was everyone there would love to be able to have that knowledge on the tip of our tongues the way he did and be able to deliver it with authority at the right moment and win every argument, and just, tie people up and put authority in a box and, all that kind of a thing. So the thing that I took away from the conference more than anything else is if you want to be able to do what that man does, he doesn't pull this out of the air. He doesn't forget about it for a month or two and go off and do crazy things. Every week, he holds one of these 3-day conferences. Now, for him, it's practice. He says these same things over and over and over, and he gets real clarity, and he listens to the audience and their questions, so he can anticipate their questions. He didn't have a Q&A. There was a little, maybe a half an hour at the end of the whole thing or something, but your questions were answered by the things he said. The only thing that people really wanted to ask him was, "Can you help me?" Otherwise, his 3 days were comprehensive. So I'm going back to the most important takeaway, and that is if you want to be as he is, you have to practice. You have to practice a lot. You can't put it and then come back to it. Every week, it's like playing a musical instrument. If you go to 100 concerts and watch 100 great guitar players, or you watch the same great one every night, night after night, you will still never be able to play the guitar. You have to actually get the guitar and practice every day for hours. This guy's rap, he has it down because he practices it for 3 days a week nonstop. And it's the same thing with a comedy routine. If you want to go on stage and talk to the audience for an hour, you don't pull that out of the air. You do that in your living room for a month, and then you show up and you get the audience feedback, see how they respond, and you perfect it. And after a while, you look extemporaneous. You look live. You look like it's just you and me intimately for the first time working together, but really it's not. Really, it's an incredibly well-rehearsed presentation. And that's exactly what he did. And that's exactly what you need to do if you ever want to present the way he does. As you all know, I play the drums. If you wanted me to play a 10-minute drum solo, I could play a great one, but it would take me days and days and days to construct that, know exactly what I'm doing. Even just a song, if you want to play one song, you have to know what you're doing all through. Every second of that song, you have to know exactly what you're going to be doing at that moment. And he did a real good job at doing that. And you can too, but you have to practice a lot. So in the past, I tried to create what I called mock court. And this would be where you would come and you would confront another person, just like you do in court, right? You confront a judge or a prosecutor or whatever, or even just to handle a traffic ticket. What do you say to that police officer? You have to be ready to snap it right out. You can't be pulled over and say, "Hey, officer, listen, man, I think what you're doing here is wrong, and there's reasons why. And why don't you and I get together and watch a couple YouTubes on it before you write the ticket? Right? You can't do that. You got to be sharp as a razor. You got to be ready. You got to, David Straight's thing was, I get him right at the window. The first thing they say, he's already got a startup game, a middle game, and an end game, what he's going to do to the very end. He's not winging it ever, and you can't either. So what I highly recommend to everybody is you have to start, when I see these gatherings, some people have them every week, and one particular guy drives me nuts. We have a speaker. I hate a speaker. I don't want a speaker. I want rehearsal. I want the people in the audience to be the speaker. Information doesn't do you any good if you can't apply it. We need to start to create, if you're going to get together with everybody every week, have two people confront each other for however many minutes, and then have two other people confront each other and as you correct what they do, and as you see their mistakes, and as they see their mistakes, and they train, the words actually come out of their mouth, like when you're doing a comedy on stage. You can't rehearse that silently in your living room. You have to actually stand there and pretend there's an audience and say it. And this is what we have to start doing with each other. We're not helping each other by having I always call everybody a monkey, having some monkey come up there, including me, come up there and pontificate about some subject, real knowledgeable and confident, and you say, wow, look at this guy. It's not what you need. What you need is for you to do it, and all with each other. Pick out everybody. Everybody's your adversary. Everybody's your thing. Find out how to take them out. Find out how to defend yourself. Practice it. Get it to where you say the right thing right on time every time, and that you know why you're doing it. If you have any questions, or why are we quoting Throckmorton? Well, Throckmorton's important to know because fraud vitiates any kind of a thing. So ab initio, from the beginning, right? Somebody comes up and they say, hey, you're under a contract that we never discussed and you never knew the details of. You bang Throckmorton, and you know why, right? You got to know it and do it. You got to practice it. So if there was anything I took away from the conference, it was that we had a very impressive presentation by a very well-practiced man. And if you want to be a man or a woman that's that formidable, you're gonna have to practice. You're gonna have to put yourself in every one of these confrontational situations, and you're gonna have to be a gladiator with it. You're gonna have to take the hits, come back with the blows, and win the battle. So that's my big takeaway from the weekend. All the things that he talked about, each of those individual subjects, was great and important, and your copious notes are valuable. I'd like to see everybody's, but none of it does any good at all if you can't stand and deliver. So thank you for listening. I hope my idea here has some real value. Those of you who see it and understand it, I hope that you take this to heart and begin to do this. And I'd just be real happy to do it with as many of you, as many times as I can, because I'm not that guy. I'm not ready to go out there and take on all comers. I have questions and trepidation and, not quite as confident as I could be. And the only way I'm ever going to improve myself is to do exactly what I'm suggesting that we all do. So thanks again. I'm Fred Satilli, and I hope that you see value in this video and that you share it. And I hope if we're in a war, I sure would like to win a few of these battles. So thanks again, and so long for now.